All right, all right, all right. How's everybody doing today? All right. We're going to be starting the stream in just a few minutes, y'all. I got to go on to the all of our social medias and post the stream on our social media. So y'all get up in here right now. Get up in here, join the chat, get into the chat. Let me know y'all there. I'll be there in just a second. Let me go and I'm going to go and get this stuff done. We're going to go and post this on our Facebook first. Hit the like button down below as soon as y'all join the stream as well. We're going to be starting at 8 o'clock. 2 minutes to go before the stream starts, y'all. I just got to go put this in the groups on Facebook. Give me a few seconds, y'all. Get up in here. Get up in here, y'all. Hit that like button as soon as y'all get up in here. We're going to be starting in just another minute. Almost ready, y'all. Hit that like button if you're in here right now. We're going to get into it, man. Can't wait to get into this conversation with y'all today. This is going to be a good one. Y'all make sure y'all get up in here. Hit that like button. We're going to be starting in another few seconds. Just got to go on to the social medias and post a video over there on our social media sites. All right, give me a second. All right, let's see. All right, why is it not posted up? All right, almost ready, y'all. Got one more page I got to post this to right now. All right, there we go. All right. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Happy Thursday. It's another episode of Talking Barz, man. Thank you all for joining the stream tonight. Don't forget, if you're in the chat right now, hit that like button down below. If you like these type of videos, hit that like button down below. Today, I need everybody. If you're here right now, if you're coming in later and you're watching this stream, you're listening to this stream, I need you to drop down there in the comments, drop your top 5. I want to see your top 5 rap groups of all time. We're gonna talk about everything today, but I need y'all. I want to read. We're gonna be reading them today. Post it down there in the chat. I'm gonna be reading it in the chat. All right. Welcome to another episode of Talking Barz. It's your boy Onslaught Tree. Thank you for joining. I see we got Charlie in the building. Charlie, thanks for coming through. Charlie's in there early. Charlie has a comment. Charlie says, Outkast at number 1. Huh? Yes, man. Yeah. Billboard just released their top 50 best rap groups of all time. And we all know Billboard just released a top 100 MCs, rappers a little while ago. You guys seem to be mad every time Billboard drops a list. But listen, man, content got to go out. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be going through all of these lists ourselves. I see Jason is in the building. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Take Flight Society. Shout out to, is it Mockfest? Jason got a new show coming up soon. Shout out to Red McFly. They got a show coming up. Going to be performing. Jason going to be doing his thing. Mr. Malloy is in the building. Mr. Malloy, thanks for coming through. Iman is in the building. Oh, we got some good ones, man. We got some veterans in the chat tonight. I need y'all to drop your top 5. We're going to be reading all top 5 lists tonight. I need y'all to drop your top 5. All right? Let's get into it. So, if you haven't seen what's going on, Billboard just released their top 50, their top 50 rap groups of all times. Now listen, y'all. There's been tons of amazing rap groups that's been out in hip hop. All right, we got Mobb Deep, We got EPMD. We got groups like Onyx. Is Death Row Records a rap group? Listen, if Death Row Records is a rap group, Tupac, Dog Pound, Snoop Dogg, MC, Lady of Rage. Okay. All right. Death Row is not a rap group, but if Death Row is a rap group, listen. All right. BDP. If you don't know, Boogie Down Productions, MOP. Groups like Cypress Hill, shout out to Cypress Hill. We don't talk about Cypress Hill enough. 3-6 Mafia, I got to get fly. Cypress Hill, 3-6 Mafia, The Locks, Dipset. Look, listen, we could go on and on and on and on about the best, the top 50 rap groups of all time. Let me see what y'all saying right now. Charlie says Outkast at number 1 is a big question mark. Iman says the Locks is number 1. Iman, I'm going to get back to you on that one. Iman is up to something. Jason says, this is Jason's top 5. This is Jason's top 5. Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, Bone Thugs and Harmony, The Locks, and Outkast. Woo! Listen, y'all know how I love my Wu-Tang. Y'all know how I love Wu-Tang. Y'all know how I love Mobb Deep. Bone Thugs, cool. The Lock. Y'all know how I love The Locks, cool. I like Outkast too. That's a tough list from Jason. And let me read what Jason says. It's Music Fest. My bad, yo. Jason, Take Flight Society, Red McFly, they're gonna be at Music Fest on August the 5th in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, performing alongside G-Eazy. All right, so G-Eazy gonna be performing. Go check out Red McFly, yo. All right, check out his music. He got music on YouTube. He got music on Instagram. He got music on Tidal. I don't got Apple Music, so I don't know if it's on Apple Music, but he got music on Tidal. So if you got Tidal, go check out Red McFly's music on Tidal. And Jason says, I'm going to do a live again. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to Take Flight Society, man. Y'all do your thing, yo. So, yo, a lot of great hip-hop groups. And let's go through. I want to go through this list that Billboard put up here. This is the top 25. This is the top 25. I'm not gonna go from 26 to 50. We're gonna concentrate today on the top 25. I need y'all to drop your top 5s. I'm reading all top 5s y'all drop today. Iman says he's going with The Locks number 1. I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad at Iman going number 1. Locks. Y'all know Jada Kiss, Styles P, Chic. Listen, Iman has The Locks at number 1. Jason has Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, Bone Thugs and Harmony, The Locks, Outkast. Mr. Malloy has a top 5. This is Mr. Malloy's top 5, yo. The Locks. Yo, The Locks is getting love today. All right. Mr. Malloy has The Locks, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang Clan. Oh, listen. Rough Riders. We got to pause there for a second. Is Rough Riders on this list? Let me check. I'm checking the whole list, the top 50. I don't think I saw Rough Riders on here. On Billboard. Billboard does not have Rough Riders on their list. This is a good pick, yo. If Rough Riders is a rap group, I just asked y'all if Death Row Records is a rap group. If Rough Riders is a rap group, you got DMX, you got Evie Eve, you got The Locks, you got Cassidy, you got Drago. Listen. If you gonna put Rough Riders as a rap group, are they a group or are they a label? Listen, I like this, Mr. Malloy. I like that. Let me know in the comments. Do y'all think Rough Riders should be considered a rap group or is that a rap label? Let me read that again. Mr. Malloy's top 5. Mr. Malloy has The Locks, Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang Clan, Rough Riders, and Naughty by Nature. Shout out to Vim. Shout out to Naughty by Nature, man. All right. We're going to run through this top 25. Outkast at number 1. We're going to talk about that today. Wu-Tang Clan number 2. Number 3, NWA. Number 4, Tribe Called Quest. We got Run DMC, Public Enemy, Eric B. and Rakim, Salt and Pepper, De La Soul, The Roots, Migos in the top 20. Migos, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Mobb Deep, Fugees, Naughty by Nature, Beastly Boys, Cypress Hill, 3-6 Mafia, G-Unit over the Locks. You got G-Unit before the Locks. Listen, I'm from Jamaica, Queens, man. Southside Jamaica, Queens is right there. I'm in Jamaica, Queens too, but I'm not putting G-Unit over the Locks. Stop it. Anyway, let's G-Unit, UGK, Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Locks, Sugar Hill Gang, the Diplomats, and the Hot Boys. That's the top 25 from Billboard. Okay, this is what we're gonna do today, y'all. This is what we're gonna do today. We're gonna put 3 categories where we're gonna choose who the top 5 should be. Iman has a comment. Iman has a top 5. This is Iman's top 5, y'all. We already got Jason top 5. We already got Mr. Malloy top 5. This is Iman. Iman's top 5. West Coast. Oh, this is West Side. So Iman got CMW. She got the DPG, Dog Pound Gangsters, Cypress Hill, NWA, and the West Side Connection. Bow down. Yo, Iman, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I like the DPG. I gotta respect Cypress Hill. Listen, I know we don't talk a lot about Cypress Hill, but I like that. I like that. Thank you for putting Cypress Hill in there. NWA, I'm going to talk to you all about that. That's a big question mark for me. And I like that. West Side Connections. Shout out to Dub C and them boys. We got Nicholas McFarlane in the building. Iman, thank you for that list. That's a nice top 5 too. Nicholas McFarlane has a top 5. We got Mr. Malloy. We got Jason. We got Iman. This is Nicholas McFarlane's top 5. We got Wu-Tang Clan. We got the Locks, De La Soul, Eric B. and Rakim, 8 Ball, and MJG. Whoa, hold up, Nicholas. This list is surprising me. Let me read that again. Nicholas McFarlane. This list: Wu-Tang Clan, the Locks, De La Soul. De La Soul's a question mark for me, y'all. I like De La Soul. Should there be in the top 5? Eric B. and Rakim. Should Eric B. and Rakim? We're going to talk about it today. 8 Ball and MJG. I love me 8 Ball and MJG, man. Shout out to 8 Ball and MJG, yo. Nicholas, that's a nice list. I like that list. All right, listen. We're going to categorize the top 5. Who should be in the top 5? These are the 3 categories. If we want to pick a real top 5 rap groups, these are the 3 categories. Number 1, cultural impact. Listen, I don't care if you're the best rap group in your town. I don't care if you're the best rap group in your city. If you don't have cultural impact, you got to change the game. You got to be able to hit cities all over the U.S. You got to be able to touch other towns. You got to be able to go across seas and be global. If you are top 5 rap group, you got to have cultural impact. I don't want to hear you only touch Queens. I don't want to hear you only shift New York. Dipset. I don't want to hear that. You got to touch, and Dipset touched the world. G-Unit touched the world. I know. I'm just saying, this top 5, you gotta have cultural impact. You can't be local. You got to be able to touch people in other countries that can't speak English, that's singing your songs, that's tattooing a picture of you on their body, tattooing a Tupac on them. Cultural impact, number 1. We got Charlie with a comment. Charlie has a comment. Charlie says, are Liquid Swords and Only Built for Cuban Link considered Wu-Tang Clan albums, or are we just going by their actual group album? That's a great question. That's a great question. I had that on my list as well. These are the 2 things I had on my list. I have a list of stuff here, and that's on my list right there. So this is the 2 questions. Thank you for that, Charlie. 1, does the mixtape run count? That's 1. Does the mixtape run count? Number 2, does solo projects count? All right, see it right there? You see it right there. Those are the 2 questions I had for y'all for that category. So I'm going to answer that, Charlie. Solo projects do not count. We are talking about rap groups. We're not talking about when they do solo, when they go solo, when they do solo albums. Listen, we're talking about the group effort. So, Charlie, thank you for that question. And again, like I said, the other piece I had, the other caveat I had, does the mixtape run count? Yes, because if you're a group and you're doing mixtapes as a group, that counts. Let me go back. Number 2. Remember, number 1, you got to have cultural impact. Number 2 criteria, you got to have bars. I don't want to hear none of that whack stuff. I don't want to hear y'all saying, oh, nah, man, yo, listen, you may not like them. No, we know what good bars is. And we're not going to dance around that today. We're not going to dance around with the Migos. We're not going to dance around those funny style hip hop artists. We're not going to dance around those funny style hip hop groups. You got to have bars. You got to have great storytelling. I don't want to hear no mumble crap. You got to be able to put together a song. You got to have flow. You got to have great production. When the song is put together, it's got to sound good. The album has to sound put together. You got to have great production. And it's got to be quality of music. That's the second criteria. Mr. Malloy has another comment. Mr. Malloy says, the group has to have a classic album as a group to be in the top 5. I like that. I like that. If you're going to, you know what, Mr. Malloy? You know what, Mr. Malloy? While we're on that, while Mr. Malloy wants to bring that up, let me bring something else up. Let me bring something else up right here. Because Mr. Malloy said that they got to have a classic album under their belt. You putting Outkast over the Wu-Tang Clan. Mr. Malloy just asked, you got to have a classic album. Is Outkast's first album better than the 36 Chambers? Y'all could take care of that one. Listen, we're reading all top 5s today. Drop your list. I want to see what y'all got. Jason got a list, y'all. Jason's list. Take Flight Society, Take Flight Society, Take Flight Society, Take Flight Society, Take Flight Society. Because we spit hot fire like dialogue. Yo, y'all play too much, bro. Die. Jason, thank you for that, Jason. Don't forget, yo, go check out Take Flight Society. Go check out Red McFly music. He got music all over YouTube. He got music all over Tidal. He got music all on his IG page. Red McFly, go check him out, man. Charlie says 80 Aliens is a classic. 80 Aliens is a classic. That's their second album. That is a classic. All right. Three criterias. Cultural impact, number one. Number two, they got to have bars, great storytelling, flow, production. It's got to be quality music. That's two. The third criteria is longevity. I don't want to hear you drop one group album or two group albums and you're put in the top 5. I'm looking at you, Fugees. I love the Fugees. Lauryn Hill was carrying Wyclef and Pras and them boys like this on her back. Lauryn Hill back was hurting. She carried them boys on the Fugees. But 2 albums? Stop it. Stop it. Okay? So these are the 3 criteria we gotta have, y'all. They gotta have cultural impact. You gotta be able to touch outside your city, touch the country, touch the world. You gotta have bars, storytelling, flow, production. It's gotta be quality music. And number 3, you gotta have longevity. Iman has a comment. Iman has a top 5, y'all. Iman says the Locks. I like that. Wu-Tang Clan. I love that. Dipset. Now, let's pause there for a second, y'all. Let's pause there for a second. Dipset as a group. Did Cameron as an artist move the needle when it comes to quality music? Did Jim Jones move the needle when it comes to quality music? Did Joel Santana move the needle? I know. Listen, I live in New York. I was here for the Dipset run. I saw the mixtape run. I saw Cameron come in, Confessions of Fire. I saw Joel's come. I saw Jim Jones was the weakest link early, and now he's the strong. I'm here. I saw it. Are we going to put Dipset in a top 5 all time? I'm asking y'all. Let me go back to Iman's 5. This is Iman's top 5. The Locks, Wu-Tang Clan, Dipset. And I just said to y'all, the mixtape run counts. Tell me Outkast mixtape run. Tell me Outkast mixtape run. Dipset, Mobb Deep, Naughty by Nature. Iman, that's a good list. I like that. Iman has a asterisk. He said maybe Bone Thugs for Dipset. Listen. If you ask me to choose between Bone Thugs catalog or Dipset catalog, I'm taking Dipset over Bone Thugs. No disrespect to Bone Thugs. They did their thing. They are cultural icons. They have longevity. Bone Thugs is still dropping music. They changed the game. They have some songs. Meet me at the crossroads. They have cultural songs that changed the world. But if you're asking me, a New Yorker, to choose between Dipset and Bone Thugs and Harmony, I'm going with Dipset, man. Iman, thank you for that. Mr. Malloy says Outkast doesn't have the run like Wu-Tang. Let's go back to the list. Let's go back. I'm going to put the list back up. Let me put the list back up. If you're coming in the stream right now, I need you to drop your top 5 best rap groups. I'm reading all top 5 groups today. We're talking about top 5 rap groups. You have to have 3 criterias. Cultural impact, number 1. Number 2, you gotta have bars, storytelling, flow, production. You gotta have quality music. And number 3, you gotta have longevity. We got Tammy the Leo in the building. Tammy, thanks for coming through. Tammy says Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. Listen, I'm not mad. Anybody says Wu-Tang, I'm not mad at y'all. Tammy is rocking with Dipset. Tammy says Wu-Tang, ATCQ, and Dipset. Tammy, thank you for the comments. We getting some Dipset love here tonight, y'all. Shout out to Dipset, man. Shout out to Jim Jones, keeping Dipset alive. Shout out to Cam, doing this new TV show and all that. All right. Gary439 IFY has a comment. Gary has top 5. This is Gary's top 5. Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, The Lox, Tribe Called Quest, and Run DMC. That is a solid top 5. I'm not moving nobody out that top. Let me read that again. I'm not moving nobody out of that top 5. Gary 439, Wu-Tang Clan, Mobb Deep, The Lox, Tribe Called Quest, and Run DMC. I'm not touching that. Shout out. That's a good list. That's a heavy list. Charlie has a comment. Charlie says, G-Unit mixtape game is so underrated. Listen, man, if you're not from New York and you don't understand when 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, when they hit that mixtape run here in New York City, it changed everything. And I know the mixtape game from G-Unit touched other cities. Not like it hit New York. G-Unit was ripping apart New York with that mixtape run. Shout out to G-Unit. Let's get back to it, y'all. I want to go into a few criterias. Again, this list that Billboard put up, there's no way Outkast should be number 1 on that list. I'm going to go through the reasons why. Now, I'm gonna give y'all a couple groups I think should be considered in the top 5. Again, I need y'all, if you're here right now, drop your top 5. All right, we got JC88. JC88 has a comment. JC88 has Wu-Tang Clan, Tribe Called Quest, Public Enemy, NWA, and Run DMC. Listen. Only issue I have with that is NWA, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. JC88, thank you for that comment. That's a nice list. Wu-Tang Clan has cultural impact. Wu-Tang Clan has bars, storytelling, flow, production, quality music. Wu-Tang Clan has longevity. So does Public Enemy. NWA. I want to go through a few things while we're here. JC88, thank you for that. I want to go through a few things. I want to go through a few categories. And most hip-hop groups, they're going to hit the cultural impact. They're going to hit the bars. Do they hit longevity? Outkast's first album dropped in 1994. They dropped their second album, ATLiens, in 1996, Aquemini in 1998, Stankonia in 2000, Speakerbox, The Love Below in 2003, Idlewell in 2006. That's a 10-year run. And I know, they were still doing features and stuff after that. I get it. But if we're looking at albums, Outkast has 6 group albums. JC88 has another comment. JC88 says, honorable mention, De La Soul. Rest in peace to Trugoy. De La Soul's music catalog is now available on all streaming platforms, y'all. So I know it wasn't available for a long time. If you're not up to speed with De La Soul, I encourage you, go on to Tidal, go on to Apple Music, go on to whatever streaming site you use, De La Soul's catalog is there right now. Go listen to De La Soul's catalog. Amazing music. Shout out JC88. Thank you for that. Charlie has another comment. Charlie says, after the Wu-Tang Forever, I wasn't really feeling the W, the Iron Flag and the other albums. I love the W album. Oh my God. Iron Flag was a hit or miss for me. I like the beginning of Iron Flag, but I think Iron Flag kind of lost its sizzle mid to late album. But I love that W album. Charlie, I love that W album. And that Wu-Tang Forever double CD, oh, classic. So these are the groups that I think we should consider for top 5. Run DMC, Eric B. and Rakim, Mobb Deep, NWA, Wu-Tang Clan, Outkast, Public Enemy, and UGK. JC88, thank you for the thumbs up. If you're here right now, if you're in the chat right now, hit the like button, like the video, please. Mr. Malloy has another comment. Mr. Malloy said, Dipset over Junior Mafia? Yes, I love Junior Mafia. When Biggie was here, Biggie, Lil' Kim, C's, and the rest of Junior Mafia, yes, I'm taking that any day. But Biggie does not have the longevity with Junior Mafia like Dipset does. Dipset, Cam, Jewels, and Jim, they had a whole mixtape run. They had albums together. They did features. Oh, I love Lil' Kim. Listen, I love Lil' Kim. Lil' Kim album is one of the greatest female hip hop albums of all time. But if you're telling me to choose between Dipset and Junior Mafia does not have enough in that for Dipset. Remember, Dipset, The Lox, and G Unit, they have 3 of the best mixtape runs as groups. Tell me 3 groups that have a better mixtape run. They got some people, Styles P has better mixtapes than albums. Sheik Luch has better mixtape than albums. Tell me a Junior Mafia mixtape run that's better than a Dipset run. Shout out to Junior Mafia. I love me some Junior Mafia. Y'all know that. But Junior Mafia versus Dipset, I gotta go with Dipset. Let's get back into it. So, Outkast, 6 studio albums. Wu-Tang Clan, first album, 1993. Came out before Outkast. Second album, Wu-Tang Forever, 1997. The W, 2000. Iron Flag, 2001. 8 Diagrams in 2007. A Better Tomorrow in 2014. Once Upon a Time in Shaolin in 2015. So that's 22 years. 22 years of group albums. Remember, Outkast came out in 1994. In the Well, their last album was in 2006. All right, so that's 12 years. Let's move on. NWA. This is why you cannot put NWA in a greatest rap group. Listen, NWA has 2 albums. Straight Outta Compton, 1998. Jiggers for Life, 1991. That's a 3-year run. And I know some of you are going to say they had great solo careers. MC Ren, Ice Cube, Eazy-E. Yes, Dr. Dre. Remember the criteria. Does solo projects count? No. Does mixtape albums count? Yes. Tell me an NWA mixtape run that's better than Dipset, better than the Lox, better than G Unit. And I love NWA as a group. All I'm saying is they have 2 studio albums. Let's move on. Mobb Deep, Juvenile Hell, 1993. The Infamous, 1995. Hell on Earth, 1996. Murder Music, 1999. Infamy, 2001. America's Nightmare, when they joined G Unit, 2004. Blood Money, 2006. The infamous Mobb Deep, 2014. So that's a 21-year run for Mobb Deep. Again, the criteria for the top 5, you gotta have cultural impact, you gotta have bars, storytelling flow, production, quality of music, and you gotta have longevity. Does Mobb Deep fall in the top 5? Tammy DeLeo has a comment. Tammy said, Dipset had New York City in a chokehold for a while. That is facts. As much as I think Cam shot to the top and he kind of sizzled out, Joel Santana, when Joel's came out, Joel had the ladies going crazy, yo. All right. Jim Jones, like I said, when Jim first came out, Jim was not the strongest. Jim was the weakest link on Dipset. But as a group, Dipset had, not even New York. That Dipset movement went across the states, y'all. But like I said, like Tammy just said, here in New York, it was a whole different ballgame, yo. Dipset had New York in a chokehold for real. They were dropping great albums. That double CD, Diplomatic Immunity, was, man, that was on repeat everywhere. Their mixtape run, if I had to choose a mixtape run, G-Unit, Dipset, or the Locks, I can't even choose. But if anybody say Dipset has the best mixtape run, I can't get mad at you. I can't. Let me read that again from Tammy. Thank you for the comment, Tammy. Tammy said Dipset had NYC in a chokehold for a while. That's facts. Mr. Malloy said, you're right. Junior Mafia doesn't have the long run. Listen, Junior Mafia has a great album. If Biggie had stayed around with Lil' Kim C's and Junior Mafia, Biggie writing for half of those guys? Are you crazy? Junior Mafia would have took their Bad Boy, Biggie with his own label. Shout out to Junior Mafia, man. Thank you for that, Mr. Malloy. NC88 has a comment, says, I put NWA there for impact more than longevity group-wise. I agree. JC88, let me read that again. JC88 said, I put NWA in my top 5 for impact. That is fact. NWA had diplomats and law enforcement buying their CDs, putting them in the streets, getting bulldozers and crushing. How do you buy thousands of CDs to crush them? Listen, NWA changed hip hop, y'all. NWA changed hip hop. They brought in an energy into hip hop that was never seen before at that time. You cannot talk about hip hop without mentioning NWA. But again, NWA only has 2 albums as a group. Mobb Deep has not. Let me go back to the list. Mobb Deep has 8 studio albums. Wu-Tang Clan had 7 studio albums. All right. So thank you for that, JC88. Mobb Deep is definitely top 5 worthy. Thank you for that. Jason has a comment. Jason said there wasn't with G-Unit with America's Nightmare. They joined G-Unit with Blood Money. Thank you for that, Jason. I do got that album too, yo, that Blood Money album. Shout out to that. I was mad when Mobb Deep went with G-Unit, yo. I was so mad, yo. But They got that paper. Shout out to Mobb Deep, man. Rest in peace, Prodigy. Thank you for that, Jason. JC88 said Dipset might be the most toxic group as far as camaraderie goes. Listen, Cameron, man. When you put Cameron in anything, Cameron is a wild card, man. Thank you for that, JC88. Iman has a comment. Iman says, if the Juice Crew had a longer run, pause. Again, there are some amazing rap groups out there. But how much product did they put out? How good was the product? How long did they stay on fire? Tammy has another comment. Tammy says Cameron wrote Lil C's put on Crush on You. Oh, okay. I love that song. Shout out to Tammy for that information. Shout out to Cameron. Cameron getting writer's credit. Let me read that again. Tammy's comment. Cameron wrote Lil C's Crush on You. Okay. Shout out to C's. Tammy has another comment. Tammy says NWA not my favorite, but they definitely had impact. Facts. Let me go through a few more groups. Eric B. and Rakim, 1987, Paid in Full. Listen, if you've never listened to the Paid in Full album, go listen to that album right after you finish here. 1987, Paid in Full. 1988, Follow the Leader, another fire album. Let the Rhythm Hit You, 1990. Don't Sweat the Technique, 1992. That's a 5-year run. 4 albums in 5 years, Eric B. and Rakim. I'm going to another group for y'all. Very important group. Run DMC. Excuse me. 1984. King of Rock, 1985. Raising Hell, 1986. Tougher Than Leather, 1988. Back from Hell, 1990. Down with the King. Woo, that album was fire. 1993. And I wasn't a fan of Crown Royale. It was okay. I wasn't a big fan of it. 2001. Okay, so that's 10, 16. That's a 17-year run. A 17-year run for Run DMC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Run DMC, 7 group albums. And the final one I'm going to go through, who I think should be in your top 5. If you're going to put a top 5, this is the final group I think should be in there. This is Public Enemy. First album, 1987. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, 1988. Fear of a Black Planet, 1990. Apocalypse 91, Enemy Strikes Back, 1991. Their albums go all the way to 2020. So if we're gonna go top 5 albums of all time, if you say Run DMC, Eric B. and Rakim, Mobb Deep, NWA, Wu-Tang Clan, Outkast, Public Enemy, UGK, I'm not mad at you. I can't get mad. I'm gonna give you all my top 5. I'm going to give you all my top 5 albums of all time. My top 5 rap groups of all time. My top 5 rap groups of all time. Let me go back to the comments. Thank you for the comment, Tammy Leo. NWA was my favorite, but they definitely had impact. JC88, I understand your point. Thank you for that. Charlie has a comment. Charlie says, if we're talking most impact hip-hop group, then it's Run DMC, Public Enemy, NWA, the Juice Crew, and the 2 Live Crew. They molded hip-hop. I cannot get mad at that. Let me read that again. This is a comment from Charlie. I like this comment right here. We got NYC Addictions in the building. I'm going to read NYC Addictions comment in a few seconds. Charlie said, if we're talking most important hip hop groups. Most important, Run DMC, yes. Yes. Public Enemy, yes. Most important, yes. NWA, yes. The Juice Crew, most important, and Two Live Crew. Two Live Crew did change rap as well. Most important, Charlie, thank you for that. Charlie has another list. Charlie says Juice Crew albums were usually on Marley Marl's albums. They were the original collective, but Wu-Tang Clan elevated it. We have NYC Addictions in the building. Let me give you all NYC Addictions list first before I give you all my list. NYC Addictions put this, he posted this on our IG, on our community page. Let me read what NYC Addictions got here. Shout out to NYC Addictions. Go follow his page. Everything New York City. NYC Addictions top 5. Mobb Deep, The Lox, UGK, Outkast, Bone Thugs, and Harmony. That's a good list. That's a good list, NYC. That's a good list. That's a fire list. All right, y'all. I'm going to give you my list. I'm going to give you my top 5 rap groups of all time. Now, I'm going to go back to the criteria. I said to you guys, do solo projects count? And we said no, solo projects do not count. This is group effort. This is best rap group efforts. Does the mixtape run count? Look, some artists have better mixtapes than albums. I'm looking at you, Lloyd Banks. I'm looking at you, Jim Jones. There are some artists that have better mixtapes than albums, but we're talking about group effort. You gotta have 3 criterias. You gotta have cultural impact. You have to have bars, storytelling, flow, production, and quality of music. And number 3, you gotta have longevity. This is my top 5 hip hop groups of all time. Best 5 rap groups of all time. Number 1, Wu-Tang Clan. You cannot sit here and tell me that Outkast has more reach than Wu-Tang Clan. You can't sit here and tell me that you could go over in Australia and have more Outkast fans than Wu-Tang Clan. You can't go to Sydney. You can't go to Russia. You can't go to Germany. You can't go to the West Indies and tell me that Outkast has a further reach than the Wu-Tang Clan. No way. No way. Is Outkast a better group than Mobb Deep? Does Outkast have a better mixtape run than Mobb Deep? Tell me the Outkast album that's better than a Tribe Called Quest. Tell me in the chat. Tell me how Outkast is better than a Tribe Called Quest. Tell me. I'm not hating on Outkast, y'all. I think Outkast is an amazing group. I love those guys. These guys had 5 albums. Let me go back to the albums. Let me go back to Outkast. All right? 1994. Second album, AT-Aliens, their best album. 1996. Aquemini was dope. That was dope. 1998. Stankonia, 2000. Speakerbox, Love Below. Yeah, take it or leave it. In the Well was a good album, 2006. That's a 12-year run. Nothing to sneeze at. That's a good run. That's a good run. Tell me the Outkast album that's better than Enter the 36 Chambers. Somebody hit the chat and tell me. Tell me an album better than Enter the 36 Chambers from Outkast. Tell me. Let me hit the comment section. See what you're talking about. NYC Addictions is here. Tammy's in here. Iman's in here. JC88. Tammy's laughing. Tammy is having a good laugh. Shout out to Tammy. Yo, go check out Tammy's YouTube page, all right? And go check out Full Blast Radio. And go check out Tammy. She has her show with her co-host talking everything hip hop, man. Full Blast Radio is dropping those mixes. It seems like every other day, Full Blast is dropping. GJ Tiger is dropping another mix. Go check out Tammy. Go check out her page. Go check her out on Instagram. She's on Instagram too. Shout out to Tammy in the chat. Iman says CNN Onyx main source. Shout out to CNN. Shout out to Capone Noriega. Shout out to Onyx. You know what? Onyx needs more recognition, y'all. I'm sorry I haven't mentioned Onyx all night. I apologize, Onyx. Onyx deserves more attention. My apologies to Onyx. Iman, thank you for that. Main Source, shout out to Main Source as well. But I want to point out Onyx. Iman, thank you for doing that. CNN, Onyx, and Main Source, Iman says, Onyx needs more recognition for what they did for hip-hop, y'all. All right, thank you for that, Iman. JC88 says, Fabulous had better mixtapes than albums. Yes, that is facts. Some people might say Jadakiss mixtapes are better than his albums. Some people might say Styles P's mixtapes are better than his... I'm just saying, this is facts. Fabulous has a better mixtape run than his studio albums. That is fact. JC88 has another comment. JC88 says, I'm picking EPMD over Outkast for me personally, and I like Outkast. Listen, y'all. I'm taking EPMD over Outkast too, y'all. I think Andre 3000 and Big Boy are lyrically better than Eric and Parrish. I think when it comes to bars, Outkast has better bars. But when it comes to hit songs, crossover, and listen, if you were to go song for song, hit songs, if you do a versus 20 for 20, Outkast versus EPMD. I'm going EPMD too, y'all. Jane, yo, EPMD has some bangers, y'all. Mr. Malloy, listen, man. Listen, I'm going JC88. I'm going EPMD over Outkast as well. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Outkast. EPMD, I'm taking them over you. NYC Addiction says, they said Fabulous is like Carmelo Anthony. Mad answers, no rings. Ooh. Oh, my God. Wow. These are low blows. Mr. Malloy has a comment. Mr. Malloy says, Outkast is dope, but Mobb Deep, hands down, will be before Outkast. A lot of people are being very disrespectful to Mobb Deep for how long they stayed in the game. If you sit down and you put together 20 Mobb Deep hits and you put 20 Outkast hits, listen, when you go to stadiums, baseball, basketball, football, Mobb Deep songs are still playing at these venues, y'all. Mr. Malloy, Outkast is dope, but Mobb Deep, hands down, will be before Outkast. I agree. Tammy DeLeo. Tammy says, Full Blast Radio works hard. Shout out to Full Blast Radio, man. Shout out, man. Listen, ever since I saw Tammy and her people's channel, I've been tapped in. I tap into Tammy's show with her co-host. I tap into DJ Tiger. They dropping content every other day, man. So like I said, yo, y'all go on to YouTube, follow them, man. They got some great hip hop content, yo. And DJ Tiger just dropped the J with the Damager mix some days ago. That was fire too, yo. Go check that out. Shout out to Tammy. Tammy has another comment. Tammy says, speaking of Onyx, that was my first tape I was allowed to buy with cuss words. LOL. Shout out, man. I have all of my Onyx CDs still here. Shout out to all the fans that were old enough to start buying their own tape with their own money. Shout out to Tammy for that. Mr. Malloy has a comment. Mr. Malloy says, Mobb Deep went down in history for being the only ones from New York to respond to Tupac's drop a demo on them. Ooh. I remember those days, yo. I remember when Pac came at Mob, came at Jay-Z, came at Nas, came at Junior Mafia. Ooh. But yes, man, Mobb Deep and them boy, they did answer back, yo, on what that was the Red album. I forgot the name of that album, but they did respond back. Rikers Island is how you got snuffed it in. You were taking enough, must have been drunk when you wrote that shit. What you think you won't get bucked again, once again, back in the house once again, living. Oh, shout out to Mobb Deep. Yo, rest in peace to Prodigy, man. Rest in peace to my man Prodigy, yo. All right, listen, yo. Drop your top fives here on the list right now. That's my top five right there, yo. Number 1, Wu-Tang Clan. Number 2, The Lox. Number 3, Tribe Called Quest. Number 4, Mobb Deep. And number 5, Public Enemy. That's my top 5 best rap groups of all time. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for joining the stream. Don't forget, if y'all want to support 16 Bars, best way to support us is to hit up our email and purchase some of our merch. We got t-shirts on sale. Hit us up on our email. Let us know what you want. We're going to get it out to you as soon as possible. All right? Support the channel. We got JC88 says, I agree. Facts. JC88, thank you for coming through. Every Thursday night, y'all, Talking Barz. We talk all sorts of bars. NYC Addictions. What about Digital Underground? Not enough content, my man. Stop it. Not enough content. JC88 says Hell on Earth. Hell on Earth was the album I was talking about. Thank you for that, JC88. Hell on Earth was that album that Mobb Deep dropped that song, dropped a gem on him, and ripped him apart, yo. Came back. Rest in peace to Pac too, man. We miss you, man. And y'all know Pac is my favorite MC of all time. So shout out to Pac. Charlie has a comment. Not enough love for Gangstar. Shout out to Gangstar. Rest in peace to Guru. Shout out to Gangstar, man. Charlie, thank you for that. Gangstar does have a great. We gotta talk about Gangstar next time, yo. Gangstar does have a great discography. That's facts. Let me pause on that, y'all. Gangstar does have a great discography. Shout out to DJ Premier. Rest in peace to Guru. All right, they deserve to be in the conversation as well. JC88 says great top 5. Salute. All right, so thank you, everyone. Don't forget, every Thursday night, man, Talking Barz. We here, 8 o'clock. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for joining the stream. Don't forget to check out Thursday's video we just dropped, Throwback Thursday. Tomorrow, Freestyle Friday, 9 a.m. Turn on the notifications. New video coming. It's your boy Onslaught Tree, man. NYC till I die.